Hello and welcome to Royal Cinematic. Today I want to talk about Sigma males in movies, why they became a trend, and why so many young men can relate to them. You can see profile pictures of some characters all over social media, but why? And why this is a bad sign for our society. Maybe you know it yourself. You're scrolling on Instagram or Twitter and you can see those profile pictures of Tyler Durden, Patrick Bateman, the driver, or Travis Bickle. Under posts about these characters, you can see so many young men commenting, literally me. But why is that? Let's take a deeper look into some of those movies like Fight Club, Drive, American Psycho, and Taxi Driver, and what makes them so relatable. What do all these characters have in common? They're all lonely. They're all empty. In a way, they have to do extreme things to escape their loneliness. Let's break down each character shortly so I can show you the connections to the modern society. Let's break down the narrator from Fight Club first. He's a consumer, consuming all the stuff the big companies are putting out there, consuming brand furniture that is a homage to IKEA in order to fill his whole apartment, consuming Starbucks coffee like everybody else, but also he's consumed by the same and boring life he lives day to day. No sleep, constantly working, and all for what? For being lonely and empty in his private life. Do you see the parallels to the real world here?
With insomnia, nothing's real. Everything's far away. Everything's a copy of a copy of a copy.
Let's move on with Patrick Bateman. He lives in a world of investment banking. Everyone around him is the same, wearing the same suits, same glasses, same haircuts, and even their business cards are the same. He hides his real self every morning by doing the same beauty routine. Bateman wants to fit in, but also stand out. But it's hard to stand out in a world where everyone is the same. And he's lonely. Not physically lonely, but on the inside. His loneliness and lack of identity lead him to crimes, or at least he's just fantasizing about it. That's his way to break and stand out. To round up the characters, let's break down the driver and Travis Bickle together, because their loneliness and how they escape it is kinda the same. Both drive mostly alone in their cars. Travis Bickle works long shifts and the driver does stunt drives at day and crime drives at night. Both don't have friends and are mostly alone. That changes when a girl steps into their lives. For the driver, it's the friendly neighbor who he tries to protect from the criminal underworld. For Travis Bickle, it's Iris, the prostitute, which he wants to get out of the business, wants to get her a better life, save her. Both characters turn their loneliness into anger and self-justice. Both characters break out by getting a self-justice cowboy. Now we know what all those Sigma males have in common. They're all alone and have a lack of identification. They all break out in different ways, whether it's creating an anarchy fight club or killing people they think are bad. But why is it that men can relate to these characters so much? After we analyzed every character shortly, let's come to the connections to the real world and why we relate to such characters. It's no secret that we are a lonely generation. We work day to day, like the same stuff, consume and get consumed. Especially young men in this generation are lonely. And with so many possibilities what to do, they can feel lost or even have a lack of identity, don't know how to stand out. That's why they relate to these Sigma males, because They can see they're not alone, they're not struggling alone with their emptiness and their loneliness. But also in the real world, we can't break out so badass and extreme like these characters in the movie do. So relate to these characters because they can break out like we can't. But this is also a worrying sign because the question here is, should we relate to such characters?